In today's busy world, have you ever thought about how to make an impression that lasts? Does she value you as much as you value her? Or are you just one of many options? To win a woman's love and make her remember you, you need more than just care and affection. You need patience and a strong belief system. If you're looking for a unique and effective strategy, ancient Stoicism could be the key. Stoicism isn't just an old philosophy, it's also a powerful compass that can help you find new ways to build and keep a happy relationship. Let's look at 11 interesting Stoicism-inspired tips that you can use to impress any woman. Make an impression that lasts and finally connect more deeply on your shared road to happiness. Before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you could thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. Keep reading until the end, because every point is important and could help you learn something new. Let's start number 1. Avoid contacting her. The pattern that guys often fall into is constantly writing, calling, and trying to stay in touch with the woman they're interested in. But here's an idea that might change the game for you. Being less available can make you much more attractive. It's not about playing games or being hard to find just for fun. It's about living by the Stoic concept of self-sufficiency. Stoicism teaches people to be self-sufficient and find happiness within themselves instead of constantly seeking it from outside sources, like a lover's approval or attention. If you cut down on the number of texts and calls you make, you're not just being hard to get, you're showing that you have a full and interesting life of your own. This change may make her curious and even a little jealous. She might start to wonder what he's doing. Is he busy with something interesting? Is he seeing someone else? These questions can make her think about you more and in more interesting ways. For example, let's say you used to text her every morning to wish her a good day. If you stop doing that and instead share bits and pieces of your interesting activities or accomplishments on occasion, she'll notice the difference and see you as someone who is busy and happy, not just waiting for her texts. It also helps create a healthy dynamic where mutual interest and respect for each other's personal lives are balanced. It shows that you're a serious person who doesn't need constant reassurance or contact to keep interest. This independence can make you very attractive. It positions you as someone worth pursuing rather than someone who's always on call. In essence, by being less immediately available, you embody the Stoic ideal of self-reliance and emotional independence, making her see you in a new, more interesting light. This doesn't mean cutting off all contact. Instead, make sure that when you do reach out, it's meaningful and shows that you have a full and active life. This balance is what can make her miss you and appreciate the times you do connect even more. Number 2, accept her challenge. In the game of attraction, it's common for a woman to test the waters to see how interested you are. She might pull away a bit or play hard to get. This isn't just a game. It's her way of seeing how serious your intentions are. Are you really interested or just passing by? To get some ideas, let's look at this. Instead of focusing on making her your girlfriend, focus on living a life true to your values. It may sound counterintuitive, but it works. Stoics stress the importance of self-control and independence, which can be very attractive. For example, if you always agree with her or try to impress her, you might come off as too eager or desperate, which is not the point. Instead, show that you are your own person and that it's okay to have an opinion or stand firm on your beliefs. This isn't about being stubborn, it's about being sure of yourself and showing confidence. By showing that you're not just another person sucked into her charm, but someone who can stand on their own, you become more interesting to her and show that your interest is real, without being too much. Stoic philosophy says that we attract what we are, not what we want. If you show independence and confidence, you'll probably meet someone who values those traits. If you stay strong and calm, she will probably become more interested in you and start to wonder what you're doing. She might even miss having you around. Remember that the goal is a balanced show of interest, not too close or too far away. You want to strike the right mix between respect and attraction, so she can't help but think about you. Number 3, showcase your life. In the world of attraction, there's a profound truth often overlooked. Live a life that others want to be part of. This is a concept deeply rooted in Stoicism, which teaches the importance of focusing on your own growth and pursuits by living a rich and engaging life and sharing snippets of it, especially when you're not around. The person you're interested in, you naturally create an allure. If she checks your social media, and all she finds are echoes of inactivity, it might give the impression that you're not up to much. However, if your posts reflect the vibrancy of your life, be it through photos from a scenic hike, a fun evening with friends, or moments from a hobby you're passionate about, you're not just filling your feed, you're telling a story of a life well lived. Imagine posting a picture of you reaching the summit of a challenging trail or sharing moments from a spontaneous road trip. These snapshots don't need to scream for attention, but should simply reflect your joy and engagement with the world around you. This isn't about bragging or making her feel excluded. Rather, it's about giving her a window into your world where she can see you thriving and enjoying yourself. This approach subtly communicates that you're someone who embraces life, someone who finds happiness in your own activities and passions. Saying, "I'm here living my best life," naturally makes her feel awe and maybe a little FOMO, or fear of missing out. She may start to wonder what's so interesting about his life and why I'm not a part of it. This is a basic Stoic principle that you can use. Focus on improving yourself and let everything else follow. The richness of your life makes her wonder what it would be like to share those experiences with you. It's a subtle but effective way to get her attention and make her miss having you in her life, making her feel like she's missing out on something great by not being with you. Number 4. Ignore her cues. Ignoring her cues is a concept that involves consciously overlooking certain non-verbal signals or indications from others, particularly in communication settings. This approach can be used to foster more positive interactions by focusing on the verbal content of the conversation, rather than getting distracted or negatively influenced by body language or other non-verbal cues. It's essential to understand that this technique should be used thoughtfully and in appropriate contexts to ensure that it contributes to effective and compassionate communication. Focus on verbal communication. Prioritize the spoken words and the content of the discussion. Listen carefully to what is being said, without letting non-verbal cues distract or influence your understanding. Maintain positive interaction. Use this method to prevent misinterpretations or negative judgments based on body language. Aim to build a more supportive and constructive communication setting by focusing on verbal expressions. Be mindful of context. Understand when it is acceptable to ignore non-verbal cues and when it is not. Paying attention to non-verbal cues can be very important in some scenarios, like when someone is clearly upset. Improve your emotional intelligence. Get better at recognizing and controlling your own feelings when you're with other people. You should find a balance between ignoring some cues and still caring about and understanding how the other person feels. Learn how to listen actively. Engage in techniques like paraphrasing and asking clarifying questions to ensure understanding. Show that you are fully present and engaged in the talk through your verbal responses. By incorporating these points into your communication style, you can navigate conversations more effectively, avoiding possible misunderstandings that come from misinterpreting non-verbal cues. Dating today, in the dance of love, people often use social media to play subtle games to get your attention. For example, if you stop messaging her, creating a quiet space, she might start posting interesting photos or dropping hints about you online to see what you think. This is a classic move meant to get you to engage with her all the time, according to Stoic philosophy. Here's a strong method. Allow these tries to go through without responding. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to be able to control ourselves and not let outside events affect us. Instead, we should react with good judgment by not clicking on these social media links. You are showing a type of modern Stoicism when she posts a beautiful picture from a recent trip or a status update that seems to make a subtle reference to a joke you two share. Your first instinct might be to like or comment, but if you choose not to, you add a sense of mystery and confidence. She's probably waiting for your likes or comments, and if you don't, she might be confused and interested. Your lack of response shows her that you're not just another predictable person. Suitor, you have your own life and aren't just waiting for her to tell you what to do. This move isn't meant to be cold. It's meant to show that direct appeals don't easily catch your attention. It shows that you are grounded and aren't desperately watching what she does on social media. If you're not playing the usual games, you're putting yourself apart and showing that your interest and attention must be earned through real connection, not just surface-level interactions. This can make you seem more interesting and desirable. By showing this restraint, you embody the Stoic idea that we shouldn't let things outside our control bother us and should instead focus on keeping our inner calm and dignity. This can have a big effect on how she sees you, possibly making her more interested in having a deeper, more genuine conversation with you. Number 5. Share knowledge generously. To make an impression that lasts and make her miss you, teach her something new. This is in line with Stoic ideas, which put a high value on wisdom and sharing knowledge. By teaching her something new, you're not only showing that you're smart, but also that you care about her and want to make her life better, which are qualities that are deeply attractive. If she's interested in your hobby or something you're really interested in, use this as a chance to teach her something related to it. For example, if you love gardening, you could show her how to plant her first herb garden. If you love the night sky, you could spend an evening stargazing and telling her about the constellations. It's not just about teaching, it's also about the encounters and bonds. You're putting it together. When you interact with someone in this way, you show that you're smart, patient, and able to connect with them on a deeper level. It also shows that you're not just interested in talking about yourself or boring topics. You want to add value and depth to her life. This can make you stand out as someone who makes her days better, and teaching her something new can make the times you spend together memorable. People often remember and miss the times they learned something important or had an experience that changed them forever. When she associates you with those times of learning and growth, you become more than just another acquaintance. She looks forward to learning from you and spending time with you. This practice also improves your interactions by focusing on mutual growth and understanding instead of shallow exchanges. This not only makes the relationship stronger, but it also fits with the Stoic idea of mutual improvement, which can make bonds stronger and make your absence felt more keenly when you're not around. By piquing her interest and creating an environment where learning is possible, you become someone she thinks of as interesting and necessary. This thoughtful approach can make her love you more and make your presence something she cherishes and misses. If you've made it this far and are still with us, please leave a comment below to share your thoughts, or just type super if you're enjoying the content. Your feedback is very helpful and keeps us motivated to make more videos. Number 6. Maintain composure in communication. Keeping your cool when you're talking to someone is important for getting things done, especially when things are difficult or stressful. It means keeping your cool, being polite, and not getting angry. This helps you handle disagreements, clear up confusion, and build good relationships. Staying calm helps you listen, think clearly, and react with more thought, which is good for both personal and professional conversations. Do some deep breathing. Take deep breaths when you feel yourself getting upset or stressed. This easy method can help calm your body and mind for a moment, giving you a chance to take back control of your actions. Keep your attention on the problem, not the person. Do not mix up the problem with the person you are talking to. Don't let your personal feelings or thoughts about the person affect how you respond. Instead, focus on the problem at hand. Use good body language. Keep your body language open and calm. Do not show anger by crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or doing anything else that makes you look angry. If you use positive body language, it shows that you are friendly and willing to have a good conversation. Wait before you answer. Before you talk, take a moment to think, especially if you're angry or upset. This pause gives you time to think about your answer more carefully and stops you from making rude or angry comments. Practice empathy. Try to see things from the other person's point of view and feel what they feel. Empathy helps in managing your own reactions and allows for more compassionate and effective communication, even in difficult situations. By integrating these strategies into your conversation habits, you can keep composure and handle interactions more effectively, fostering better relationships and reducing conflicts. When she calls you after a time of silence, this is your chance to really live by the Stoic principle of keeping things fair. It's tempting to respond with a lot of excitement, which could give the impression that you've been eagerly awaiting her message. Instead, the Stoic way would be to keep your response measured and calm, showing that while you're happy to hear from her, you're not too dependent on her attention. For example, when she texts you after a while, a simple, "Hey, how's it going?" is a great way to strike the right balance. It's friendly and open without being pushy. This answer shows that you've been busy with your own life but are still willing to connect. It's important to show that you value the interaction but that your daily life and happiness are not dependent on her. Communicating this controlled coolness isn't about having fun. It's about showing that you're sure of yourself and confident. Stoicism teaches that outside events, like someone's message or lack thereof, shouldn't mess with our inner peace and happiness. If you react in a calm and uninterested way, you show that you have these traits, which makes you more attractive and interesting. This way of talking to her subtly lets her know that even though you're interested in her, your life is full and interesting on its own. This can be very attractive because it shows that you have depth, resilience, and the ability to enjoy life on your own. These traits often make someone more desirable because they show a depth of character that promises more than just surface-level engagement. Being simple also shows that you respect her as an equal in the conversation and not just someone to be won over. This respectful stance, which comes from Stoic philosophy, often leads to a more genuine and long-lasting interest, keeping her coming back to experience more of your balanced and thoughtful presence. Number 7. Moderate the conversation. It's important to moderate a talk so that people can share their thoughts in a healthy way. In any setting, like a formal meeting, a group talk, or an online forum, a moderator helps keep the conversation on track and respectful, making sure that everyone's voice is heard. Make the rules clear. Set ground rules for the talk, like treating everyone with respect, staying on topic, and not interrupting too much. Setting clear rules helps make the space safe and helpful, make participation easier. Encourage everyone to participate equally by letting quieter members say what they have to say, and controlling the louder sounds. You can help by asking open-ended questions and giving everyone a chance to speak. Handle disagreements. Deal with disagreements or arguments in a calm and polite way. Try to see things from everyone else's point of view and steer the talk back to the main issue to encourage a solution-focused approach. Do not stray from the subject. Keep an eye on how the conversation is going to make sure it stays useful and current. If the talk wanders off track, gently bring it back to the main subject and restate the main points to keep things on track. Finally, summarize and end. At the end of the conversation, make a list of the important points and outcomes. This helps people remember what was said and agreed upon, and make sure that everyone who left has a good idea of what was talked about. A moderator can help make a talk more organized, respectful, and interesting by following these rules. When you first meet someone, you might want to tell her everything about your day whenever she shows interest. But if you want to take a more stoic approach, think about the virtues of moderation and restraint. When she asks about your day or life, it's better to hold back just a bit, telling her enough to keep the conversation going without giving her too much information. This isn't about playing games or being sneaky. It's about keeping a healthy amount of space between you. For example, if she asks how your weekend was, you could say, "It was great, I got to recharge and catch up on some reading." This answer leaves enough room for her to ask more questions if she wants to know more, but also lets her know that your life is full and balanced without giving away all the details. This shows that you value the quality of interactions over the quantity of information shared, which is a nod to the Stoic belief that inner tranquility comes from how we handle our responses and interactions, not from external validation or oversharing. Also, by not being an open book, you naturally create an air of mystery and depth, which draws people in because it encourages exploration and curiosity. By sharing details in small doses, you send the message that you are sure of your own worth and don't need constant external validation to feel validated. This can make you more interesting and attractive because it shows that you are thoughtful and able to take care of yourself. It also shows that you don't see her as someone you need to answer to, but as someone you want to spend time with, respecting both of your time. By keeping this balance, you're more likely to keep her interested in learning more about you, which will lead to a deeper and longer-lasting connection. Number 8. Cultivate the element of surprise. Stoicism may make you think of calm and steady behavior, but it also teaches you how to use your mind to make life better, including your relationships. One good way to get closer to someone is to add thoughtful surprises to your interactions with them from time to time. This approach isn't just meant to get her excited, it's also meant to show that you care about what she wants and interests her. Think about the power of gestures you wouldn't expect. If she said she likes art, surprise her with tickets to a new show at a nearby gallery. If she says she loves nature, plan an impromptu day trip to a nearby nature reserve she hasn't been to yet. These surprises don't have to be big. What matters is that you thought of them and that they made her happy. This keeps the relationship fresh and exciting. Imagine how she'd react when she found out you planned a trip to a place she's always talked about going. The surprise shows that you care about her happiness enough to make it happen without warning. This is an example of a modern take on the Stoic principle. We can't control everything in life, but we can control how we contribute to the happiness of those we care about. By planning these surprises, you are actively creating moments of joy and showing that you're invested in enriching the relationship. This not only makes the time you spend together special, but it also makes you someone she misses and thinks about when you're not there. These surprises also reinforce the idea that you are a source of positive uncertainty in her life. This isn't about keeping her off guard. It's just another way to show how much you care. You can make each surprise a memorable part of your shared story. This will strengthen your relationship with her and make her excited about what the future holds for you too. Number 9. Develop a sense of mystery. In the realm of relationships, a little mystery goes a long way. Just as a good story unfolds, gradually keeping the audience engaged, so too can the story of who you are. This aligns well with Stoic teachings, which encourage not only self-control, but also a thoughtful revelation of one's character and virtues over time, rather than laying all your cards on the table from the get-go. Let her discover layers of your personality, talents and passions, bit by bit. For instance, you might hint at a talent for painting or a past adventure, but save the details for future conversations. This method of slowly parceling out information about yourself keeps each interaction filled with potential new discoveries, which makes you more intriguing and your time together more anticipated. This approach of gradual revelation plays into the natural human curiosity and desire for discovery. When you share just enough to pique her interest, but not so much that there's nothing left to uncover, you stimulate an ongoing intrigue. It's like in breadcrumbs that lead her through a forest. With each step, her anticipation and interest in the journey increase additionally. Maintaining a bit of mystery can help create a respectful distance that is often attractive. Stoicism teaches us the value of self-sufficiency and not overwhelming others with our presence or personal disclosures. By keeping some things close to your chest, you communicate that you are someone with depth not easily deciphered at a glance. This can make her feel more drawn to learn about you, fostering a sense of engagement that isn't easily replicated. For example, perhaps on one date, you casually mention an interest in astronomy. Let that sit until she brings it up again, and then perhaps plan a date where you both can stargaze and you can share more about this passion. This kind of thoughtful paced sharing shows that you are not only interesting, but also considerate in how you share yourself with others. This strategic restraint makes each encounter with you a chance to peel back another layer of the onion, so to speak. Each time she learns something new about you, it enhances her image of you and makes the times you're apart filled with a sweet anticipation for what more there is to learn. This is how you can weave your presence into her thoughts, making her miss you more with each parting and eagerly await what surprises you might reveal next. Number 10. Foster humility and engagement. Promoting humility and participation means making a good place to work together, where everyone feels appreciated and inspired. Being humble means being aware of and understanding our flaws, as well as respecting other people's points of view. Engaging someone means actively taking part and making a difference toward common goals. Together, they make relationships better, boost teamwork, and help people grow as people. Adopt a mindset of learning. Always keep in mind that there is more to learn when you go into a situation. Accept that other people may have useful information, and be willing to listen to and act on new ideas. Value what others have to offer. Definition: value and recognize the skills and points of view that other people bring to the table. Application: pay attention to what your co-workers are saying, compliment them, and give credit where credit is due. Know what your limits are. Know and accept that you don't know everything and that it's okay to ask for help. Application: when you need help, ask for it and be ready to say you're wrong or not sure. Get people to take part. Make sure that everyone has a chance to share and be involved. Application: actively ask all team members for their feedback during meetings or projects and encourage different points of view. Think about and change. Regularly look at your actions and relationships and be ready to change them based on what other people say. Application: ask for feedback on how you can do better and be willing to change how you do things to better help others and reach your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the me syndrome, where you talk too much about yourself and your accomplishments. But Stoicism teaches humility and the value of listening, which are both important for building a relationship where both partners feel valued. When you're talking to her, try to find a balance between telling her about your own experiences and genuinely interested in hers. You don't want to take over the conversation. You want to have a meaningful exchange where both of you feel heard and valued. For example, if you just told her about your recent hiking trip, ask her about her own outdoor adventures or interests. This shows that you value her opinion and are interested in her as a person, not just as someone who listens to your stories. As a good listener, you show that you are attentive and respect her experiences and thoughts, which is a Stoic ideal. This makes the time she spends with you more memorable and fulfilling, leaving a lasting impression that she'll miss when you're not around. Additionally, by not being too self-centered, you become more attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued and respected. When she thinks back on her interactions with you, she'll remember how you made her feel, which are qualities that are very attractive. This practice of mutual engagement also leads to a deeper connection. When you show interest in her life, she's more likely to open up and share more personal stories, which builds intimacy and trust. These are the moments she'll remember fondly. Miss because they show that you can connect with her on a deeper level than just talking about yourself. By taking a more serious approach and focusing on not only expressing yourself, but also understanding and valuing her, you become someone she not only enjoys spending time with, but also looks forward to seeing again. This makes your presence something she cherishes and misses, strengthening your bond every time you meet. Number 11. Ignite some positive jealousy. Jealousy can be a subtle reminder of how valuable you are in the social marketplace, but it should be handled with care and precision, just like anything else strong. This fits with Stoic ideas about keeping control of our actions and using them to show our self-respect and dignity. It's about showing, not telling, that your life is full and satisfying with or without her, which can naturally make her more interested. For example, let's say you're out having a great time with your friends and decide to post a photo on social media. In the photo, you're laughing, the scene looks friendly, and subtly included in the group is a female friend. The key here is subtlety. It's not a provocative pose, it's just a snapshot of a good time with friends. By tagging your friend every once in a while, it naturally sparks her interest without crossing any lines. This method isn't meant to make her think you're interested in her or make her feel bad. Instead, it's meant to show that you're a person that people, including women, like being around. This can make her see you in a new way as someone who is wanted and desired, which can make her more interested in you. It's a gentle way to remind her that you are liked, and if she's really interested, she might be more likely to see what she values in you. However, the Stoic approach would warn her not to use jealousy as her main strategy. Stoicism teaches us to build relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation. Because of this strategy should only be used rarely and always with the goal of being honest and true to oneself. It's not about playing games, it's about showing that you value others, which is a natural way to attract them. This way also gives her a deeper understanding of how you interact with other people. It makes you seem like a valuable person, which makes you more attractive. The slight mystery about who these other friends are and what they like about you keeps you interesting in her eyes and may make her more eager to find out how she fits into your life. This isn't about making her compete. It's about showing her that your world is full and exciting and inviting her to be a part of it. In conclusion, mastering the art of making her miss you depends not only on what you do, but also on how you do it. Adding some Stoic knowledge. This way of thinking stresses how important it is to keep your cool and be balanced when dealing with relationships. True attraction comes from a place of self-confidence and calmness, not from a sense of urgency or desperation. It's important to know that desperation can be seen from a distance and often turns people off instead of attracting them. By projecting confidence and maintaining a calm demeanor, you boost your allure and increase your chances of making a real connection. Take a moment to think about how these methods fit with the Stoic idea of keeping your emotions in check and your interactions balanced. Leave a comment below with the word "agree" to let us know that these ideas hit home for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Sharing this video helps other people find these techniques useful, and subscribing makes sure you don't miss any new videos. Join the conversation in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Thanks for watching. For more interesting topics, check out the video that's recommending it on your screen. I'll see you soon.